So this is the Abarth 500, obviously recently added into the Crew Motorfest. I'm not entirely sure when it was actually added. I think it was just like the last week, really. Obviously was in the Crew 2. They didn't have for the Crew Motorfest at launch. I'm not entirely sure why. Probably licensing, because they also did this with Forza, the group that owns Fiat and Lancia and some other car things. I think I can't remember what they're called. I don't know. I can't remember what they're called. Oh, Alfa Romeo. Yeah, Alfa Romeo as well. So obviously Fiat 500 basically, but Abarth, or rebadged Abarth, sporty as well. So let's have a look at the colours. There's a black, there's a silver. So the silver actually looks quite good. I might go with the silver. I don't like the red, the red wing mirrors. And the blue, yeah, the red and the blue don't really match, really. It does change the dash, though. Yeah, you can see it changing the dash. That's interesting. I wonder if you could like change the colour inside as well, maybe. So I'm either going to go for the blue or the silver. I don't really want the red and the blue, so I'm going to go with the silver. So obviously for hoods, I'm not entirely sure what they will be. Imagine there's loads of vents like that. Obviously carbon ones as well. That one looks a bit weird. Yeah, there's the carbon hoods. I'm not sure about the carbon. They look a bit weird on a car like this. That one actually looks quite nice. But yeah, they're just sort of stuck on. I don't know if these are actual parts, but I'm going to go for this one, I think. Because that one looks actually quite good. So obviously there's the... I'm guessing that's carbon, although I'm not sure about the bottom bit. That might be an intake or some sort. I don't know, it looks a bit weird. I don't know what the difference between that one and that one is. I'm reckon that's an intake, like the headlights, or not the headlights, the whatever the bottom lights are called. Side lights are replaced with like an intake, maybe. So obviously there's the time attack versions as well. That one's got like fog lights on it as well. And sort of canards and stuff like that. They haven't done like a lot of... Well, they are doing a lot of like time attack with things for some reason. Because the last car... I don't know if it's just because I haven't really paid much attention to it, or if it's like they're doing something because maybe there's an update or something they got planned. I don't know, it just seems a bit odd that there's a lot of like canard stuff. So obviously wheels as well. I do like the white wheels on cars like this. There's a black version as well. I don't know what that wheel is. Ooh, that one is actually quite nice. I wonder if these are like... Obviously they're OEM wheels, but I wonder if that's like something, like an option you could get or something, or if that's just like something they made. I'm going to go for the carbon, the carbon mirror, because I don't like the red. I don't like coloured wing mirrors, if that makes sense. It just looks a bit weird to me if there's like a different colour version. Like that just looks weird, in my opinion anyway. It's the same with Audis, really. There was a point with Audis where they just had silver wing mirrors. It was really annoying. You couldn't paint them as well, because I remember in Forza you couldn't paint the... You couldn't like paint the wing mirrors on them because I wanted to paint them. So anyway, back to spoilers, back to this car, not about Forza and Audis. So there's the sort of carbon version, really big version of the wing, an even bigger wing, the carbon version, an even bigger wing, a massive wing. That's actually bolted to the window, I think, or attached to it somehow. So I'm going to go for that one. Obviously, time attack version for this. That really is quite big. So the rear bumper and rear lights. These just changed the rear lights, I think. Yep. Not really important, really. Oh, it changes the exhaust as well. So I'm going to go for like a time attack version for this as well. They do really... Oh, again, I wonder if these are actual like headlights, or if these are just like... That one... It just lowered the car as well when you put that bumper on. But I wonder if these are actual like headlights, or if they're just sort of just made up. Because Well, no, not headlights, rear lights. What am I talking about? Now, I wonder if these are actual like rear lights that they have, like options or something. So maybe they're aftermarket, maybe they're just made up. I don't really know. So anyway, the interior, I could go for red. Look how it changes the gear stick as well. But I think I'm going to keep it stock. For vanity items, the tyres, I could go for what I usually go for, which would be not them. These ones. I could go for these. They would fit, but I don't really want to use them because I've sort of overused them, I think. Obviously, they're the only real tyres that have actual sort of the wideness to them. Could go for that, but they're off-road. I could go for the Kill All Tyres tyre. If there was just a sort of normal stretched tyre, I would go for that, but unfortunately there isn't. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm actually going to go for. Maybe I could go for that, though it's a bit orange and off-roady. Oh, yeah, that red tyre could work, I suppose. I'm not. What one is it? Oh, Red Master. Yeah. So I don't really know the smoke. I don't really have any smoke or really any. I could go for the red, I suppose. Carry on the theme of the red. Nitro. Yeah, I'll just go for that. And for the underglow, I could go for that. Maybe I could go for that, or not that. That looks a bit weird. I could go for this. Yeah, the Fosberg Racing underglow, the Arrow underglow. So for window tint, I could go for the full silver, or I haven't actually used this one before, I don't think. So I'm going to go for that one. So obviously, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to use for this. The Hoon It Up kit, I think. No Christmas tree, because no Christmas tree. So first impressions, this is actually quite a fast vehicle. It's actually surprisingly fast. I didn't expect it to be that quick for a street tier 1 vehicle. Obviously this is fully or near fully upgraded. I think I'm missing a part really for a full upgraded legendary bit. So obviously legendary, this is not Nitro Chemist. I think it was the Loot Digger parts I had on this. Obviously, I'm working towards getting Street Tier 1 parts because I really want Street Tier 1 parts, and I haven't actually had any yet. Sort of Nitro Chemist. I think I'm missing a part. I think I'm missing like one part for Nitro Chemist. I'm not entirely sure. I can't get it to sort of drop, I guess. So obviously that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to get the treasure. I'm going to switch to the vehicle that I use and get the treasure. Overall, this vehicle is actually quite nice, I think, at least in my opinion. It's quite fast, it's quite... It can pass, really, as a vehicle that I enjoy, really. Obviously, I'm not going to use this in races, or I doubt it's meta anyway, so... Obviously, I'm not going to do that, but this is actually quite a good vehicle, in my opinion. Well, it looks good, anyway. So I'm going to go and get this part now. Oh, it's blue.